1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, 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 1, 2. 1, 2. Are we good? Someone give me a heads. You're not good? 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, CCSU, CCSU, 1, 2, 1, 2. CCSU, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nothing? All right. Do you want more or less on the
morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Central Connecticut State University. My name is Tom PINCINCE. I'm an Assistant Athletic Director, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here for what not only is a great day for our men's basketball program, but for the university as a whole. A quick housekeeping thing for the media in attendance. We will do one-on-one interviews as soon as we're finished. So we're not going to take questions from the crowd during. We'll break out for one-on-one notes over here with the backdrop and over here for the print media when you're here. A special welcome to everybody watching on NEC front row and to some of our basketball players who just walked in the back. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the president of CCSU, Dr. Jack Miller.
Thank you, Tom. Let me begin by extending my thanks to Paul SCHLICKMANN, our athletic director, who has worked so diligently throughout this process, and to Dr. Baishu, to whom the athletic department reports, and to all the members of the search committee. This was a long and arduous process. Not long by faculty search terms, those take a year or two sometimes, but long by athletic department terms. And I think that was mainly because we had great choices. It's easy to make a choice when there's only one good option and 3 bad ones or 4 bad ones. It's harder to make a decision, much harder, when all your options are good. And all our options were good, and we made the best selection from a series of good options. And I'm very happy with the work that everyone has done to accomplish that. I would also say that this is an opportunity for the university, for Coach Marshall and others, to continue a long tradition of excellent coaches who have done their work with style and with class, and most importantly, with integrity. Coach Dickenman, Coach Dietrich were men that had real integrity. They were great coaches, but they were also great people. And now we're going to have another person like that. Coach Dickenman did just an absolutely marvelous job. And Coach Dietrich was on the search committee when I came here. And God rest his soul, I remember when I first got here and came to work here, he would bring me around and introduce me to all of his friends. He'd take me out and we'd play golf out at Shuttle Meadow, or we'd go do this. And he always introduced me the same way. He'd bring 3 people over and he'd grab me and drag me over there and he'd go, "I want you to meet the guy that's the president of my university." And he believed it, and I think that's why he was as good as he was. And now we're going to have a new chapter and another great story. We're going to have much improved facilities. I want you to all take a look at these things when we extend the seating and put some boxes up above that one end, and the new field house with the track on the 2nd floor, and most importantly, a great new coach. And so I am very proud to have been a small part of this process, and I couldn't be happier with the decision on our new coach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Now I'd like to introduce our Director of Athletics, Paul SCHLICKMANN.
I didn't need these a couple years ago, but I need them now, so please bear with me. But thank you, Tom, and thank you, Dr. Miller. It really is a great day to be a Blue Devil, and I'm truly excited, and I thank you all for making the effort to be here on relatively short notice, but we're extremely excited to have such a terrific turnout. And you know, at events like this, it's always heartening for me to look out and see the depth and breadth of people who truly represent the heart and soul of our CCS community and our Blue Devil family, and that includes faculty and students, our alumni, our very loyal season ticket holders, our corporate partners, and so many members of the community that I see here today. And while it's always challenging to single anyone out in that family because there's so many of you who are so loyal and so supportive of our program and everything that we do in trying to provide resources to our programs and our student athletes, we're fortunate to have a few representatives for our long-standing corporate partners that I'd like to recognize, one of whom is Ed Young, who's from Hitchcock Printers, has a long-standing family and corporate relationship with us. Sitting next to him, I believe, is Phil Kerrs, Vice President of Wayland Engineering, who was actually one of our original corporate partners for our men's basketball program. And I know he intended to be here. I have not yet seen him, but John Patrick, the President of Farmington Bank, who is a longtime title sponsor of CCSU basketball, an incredibly generous supporter of everything we do. And so all three of those gentlemen are so intricately involved in our program and our institution. I'm grateful for their exceptional loyalty and support, and I want to thank you all for being here today, so thank you. Of course, you can see and I can see because I'm staring right out at them, but we're grateful for the media coverage and the media outlets that are here as well today. We always value your presence and grateful for your coverage of all our programs, and certainly happy that you're able to cover this special event today. You know, Dr. Miller alluded to this a little bit. I think today's turnout is certainly reflective of the passion and vested interest that so many of you in this room have for our men's basketball program. And in my mind, it's a tribute to both the past and the future. And as we talk about the history of Central Connecticut basketball, and Dr. Miller so aptly alluded to it, we certainly talk about Coach Bill Dietrich and his incredible legacy built over the course of 29 seasons as our head coach. And with his recent retirement, we also will now talk about the remarkable 20-year career of Coach Howie Dickerman and the unprecedented success he achieved at the helm of the program. Coach Dickerman was unfortunately unable to be here today because he did have a recent death in the family, but I would be remiss if not to acknowledge him and the exceptional contributions and lasting impact he has had on CCSU and on Blue Devil athletics as we celebrate today and pass the torch on to his successor. But the buzz in the room today is about the future and the excitement that has already been generated with the formal announcement yesterday of the 10th head coach in the history of Central Connecticut basketball and the anticipation of who we can become under his leadership. It's been an exhaustive month and process, but we're extremely excited. We're extremely excited to get to the finish line here today. And before I talk a little bit about the guest of honor, it's important that I start with a few acknowledgments and thank yous as Dr. Miller did, but I'd like to start with perhaps the two most important people in the room, and those are members of the Marshall family who are here with us today. And I don't want to steal any of Donyell's thunder in terms of how he may want to introduce them or refer to them, but to Donyell's wife, Leah, and to his daughter, Taylor, and certainly, as you can see, we're streaming this live. If Devin, Terrence, Marquise, Paris, and Donyell Jr. are watching as well through the live stream, please know that we are very honored to welcome each and every one of you to our Blue Devil family, and we're certainly looking forward to getting to know you all as we progress through this process. So very much welcome to you all. A search for a new head basketball coach at the Division I level can be an all-consuming task, and it requires the effort of a lot of people to accomplish a positive outcome in an effective manner. And I'd be remiss if I did not extend my gratitude to some of those individuals, many of whom are here today and had a critical hand in the process. And as Dr. Miller was gracious to thank me, I certainly wanted to start that conversation with two key campus leaders and my bosses, President Miller and our Chief Administrative Officer, Dr. Richard Basu, whose perspective and wisdom and guidance are always appreciated and greatly valued. And I'm certainly grateful to both of you for your loyal support, not only of our men's basketball program, but for all of our programs on a daily basis. In addition, special thanks to three other members of our campus executive committee, Anna Susky-Linchewski, our Chief Human Resource Officer, Carolyn Magnan, our General Counsel, and Rosa Rodriguez, our Chief Diversity Officer, for their hard work and advice throughout the process that was critical to our success. And as Dr. Miller alluded to as well, I extend a heartfelt thank you to the members of the search committee. Tom PINCINCE, our Assistant AD, who's also our Sport Administrator for men's basketball, was the chair of the committee. You met him by virtue of him being up here earlier, and he did an unbelievable job in terms of managing the day-to-day logistics and all the operations of a search, and trust me, it is very intricate and very involved, and he did a superb job with that. Mike Ansar, our Senior Associate AD, Amy Strickland, our Associate AD and Senior Woman Administrator, Pete Rossamondo, our Head Football Coach, and Kathy Bentley, our Professor of Criminology and member of our University Athletics Board. This group vetted a very deep and very competitive candidate pool that began with almost 100 applicants and conducted a first-class process. I'm grateful for all your hard work, dedication, and valuable input through the process. Okay, so here we go. When we embarked on this journey a little over a month ago, we developed a framework of some critical qualities and characteristics that we thought were crucial in identifying individuals who had the wherewithal to be our next head coach. And that list included the following: an exceptional basketball pedigree, a proven winner with a track record of success in their basketball journey, a relentless work ethic, and a contagious positive energy, a demonstrated passion for leading and developing young men, a stellar reputation in the business as a man of character and integrity, someone with a substantive philosophy and a plan and the ability to build a high-quality program, the ability to recruit high-caliber young men who add value to CCSU and our program, someone to whom the academic and social success of student athletes is paramount, someone who will be a valued mentor and role model for the young men in our program, someone who displayed a clear passion for this job and a strong desire to be a Blue Devil. And certainly, last but not least, someone who will be a trusted campus colleague and a visible ambassador for the university, in the community, and across the state. So that's a pretty big list. And that seems like a very daunting list and a very daunting task, but such is the job description, not only of a Division I basketball coach in this day and age, but also the description of someone, in my view, who espouses and embraces our institutional mission and our departmental core values. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can honestly look out at all of you and say, I believe we have checked every one of those boxes with the gentleman who is now sitting to my right. I believe he possesses the ability, the work ethic, and the passion to usher in a new era of Central Connecticut men's basketball and reestablish us as a premier program in the Northeast Conference. So, without any further ado, let's please give the warmest possible welcome you can give, and it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Donyell Marshall.
First off, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for everyone in attendance. This is a very special moment for myself and my family. This is something I've worked hard for over the last couple years, and feel that I'm ready. And you know, this is a great program. But before that, I would like to thank Dr. Miller for believing in me. You know, I've met him, talked on the phone a couple times, and met him the other day. Very brightful person and very funny person. We had a couple of stories to share, and definitely would like to continue to talk to you, help relax me, and so can't wait to build a great relationship with you. Dr. Beju, from day one, you know, we shared some stories, and I can't wait to work with you as well. Thank you for believing in me and to get this program back on track. Mr. Schlickman, I don't know how many times we've been on the phone over the last month, but I remember talking to you the first day on the phone, and I was nervous, and you know, you relaxed me, and hopefully you can do the same, and to get this thing going. And I'm gonna lean on you a lot, get your input, and but thank you for believing in me as well. The search committee, I thank you for giving great input to Mr. Schlickman. You remember the first 5 minutes of our interview, I was sweating. But it was because it was something that I really wanted to do, and I wanted you guys to believe in me and trust in me, and so thank you guys for believing in me and helping me and making me the next coach. Coach D, you've been an instrumental part. You're the first person to see me, and I guess you didn't think that you could get the work done, so you passed me to Coach Lato. And that's what you do in this world, in the basketball world. Sometimes if you can't get it done, you get it to the next coach, but that's when you have a great staff. And the things that you've done here at Central Connecticut, it's going to be hard to follow, but I think I can get it done and continue it. And I have big shoes to fill, but it's no greater man for me to follow at a school like this than Coach D. John Patrick, like to thank you for your sponsorship. Hopefully we can continue that. Look forward to meeting you and continuing this long relationship. I'd like to thank the campus facility, the staff, the students, the season ticket holders, the alumni, the corporate sponsors for coming out. By you guys showing up lets me know that you guys believe in me as well. And we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to bring the excitement back to this campus and into this gym. Try to get the gym full again. And get things rocking. I can't wait. I told the players the other day that our season started yesterday. We're going to get the kids back in the gym and get them excited. The players that have showed up today, thank you for coming out and supporting and believing in me. We're going to get this thing right. We got to build confidence. I know the last couple of years haven't been great, but we're going to get that confidence going again. We're going to turn this thing back around. I'd like to thank my wife, Leah, my daughter, Taylor. My wife doesn't live with me. She lives alone back home in Cleveland, but without that support, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I've done. I know I drive her crazy, and every summer I tell her I want to go for a job. I know she didn't believe in me, and she believed in me, but she didn't think it was going to happen. I think she was actually more excited than I was when I got the job. And thanks my daughter Taylor for driving down. She's always been very supportive of me. But two other people, my roommate, Jeff Calhoun, I know he was tired of me texting him and calling him every day, 10 times a day, asking him what's going on, helping him believe in me. But he's always been there from day one, since we've been roommates. We've been best friends, we've been like brothers, and thanks for supporting me. And last but not least, Coach Calhoun, you brought me to this wonderful state, and this is my second home. I would take a lot that I've learned from you. I'm not sure I take everything that you've done, but I would definitely take a lot that I've learned from you. Love you, and thank you for being here. With that said, I feel that I can get this done. If I wasn't here, if I didn't believe I could, I wouldn't be here. I'm sorry. I'd like to thank the coaches from the other programs that came out to support me as well. We're a family here at Central Connecticut, and hopefully we can come out and support you, and you support us, and would like to get to know you guys and meet you guys and know you guys on a first name basis, and let's become a family here. That's what we preach here at Central Connecticut. But I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm excited. We're going to have a good staff, a staff that you guys believe in, and so I think first thing I'd ask for is patience, and I'm not saying patience for years, but patience, because we're going to get this thing done. We have a young team, and we have to get them to believe in each other and believe that they can win. Sometimes when you don't win, that becomes a habit. We got to let them know that they can win. They know how to win. We have good players here, and we're going to get that thing going forward, and start getting into the NEC, back into the conference, and to the NCAA tournament. And that's our goal, and I'm excited to be a part of it and can't wait to get started.
A quick programming note, if you're watching on NEC Front Row, in just a couple minutes when we finish here, Bruce Beal, our radio play-by-play voice for Central Connecticut basketball, and Donyell will have a one-on-one interview just off to the side here. Thank you everybody for coming out.
For the media, we're going to have one-on-one opportunities with Donyell, Paul Schlickman, and Dr. Miller as soon as we're finished. And everybody else, if you'd like to stick around and say hello, we ask you to just give us a few minutes to take care of our media obligations. But thank you all so much for coming out. It's a great day for Central Connecticut men's basketball and a great day for the university. Thank you. Please feel free to come on up and look at the facility pictures that are up front too before you leave. Thank you.
Huh? Yeah, Bruce, yeah. You don't remember me from... All right. Welcome to Central Connecticut State University. If you've been watching the live stream with Donyell Marshall, he's just been introduced as the head basketball coach at Central Connecticut State University. The first thing I asked Donyell, I asked Tom Pincence and people doing the stream, I wish I had something to stand on. You know, with Howie, he was about 6'4", I could handle that, but you're still about 6'8", 6'9". I remember you when you were a young kid at UConn when I was working for a television station. Welcome. You did a great job. This happened pretty quickly for you, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did. You know, we was in season and at Buffalo, and things started progressing. And next thing you know, a week or two later, you know, we go on the interview and things happen, and it did happen pretty quick. But I'm excited to be here. You know, my family's excited and can't wait to get started. You know, Connecticut's been a second home to me, and so it's great to come home.
George Washington, a couple years at Rider, last year at Buffalo. Again, are you a little surprised that it happened this quick for you to become a head coach at 42, and you'll be 43 pretty soon, right?
Well, I mean, you can say that, but you look at Kevin Ollie's been a coach for the last couple of years. We're the same age. Jason Kidd got a job straight coming out of the NBA. So, you know, you can't really put on the age or the experience. You know, I think I've had a lot of experience in the NBA, learned a lot of coaches, been coaching. You know, a lot of people are trying to look at that as a negative, but I mean, I know a lot. I know the game, but at the end of the day, no matter what type of experience you have, you're only as good as your staff. So I'm going to put together a very good staff that people are going to be proud of and know that it's going to help me win.
And you know, you touched on it. You've been around. You played in the NBA for 15 years. Recruited by our Howie Dickerman and Coach Calhoun and Coach Lato, you also mentioned in the press conference. So you've had some really good influences along the way, right?
Yes, I mean, I've had a lot of great coaches throughout my career. Obviously, Coach Calhoun being one of them. And then, you know, in the NBA, I had a lot of great coaches. And I've also coached under a lot of great coaches. So I got a lot of different philosophies. And like I said, the staff that I'm going to put together, we're going to have great coaches on there. And we're going to put our heads together. It's not just me. Yes, I might be considered the head coach, but the philosophies and things we're going to do is from the staff, and we're going to put our heads together and turn this thing around.
I know you have some ideas probably about who your assistant coaches are. You've probably already been spinning the wheels and everything like that. Can you share any of that with us right now?
No, you know, we have a lot of people still that we have to interview, and you know, we're going to try to move it pretty quickly with recruiting starting next week. But we have a good list in mind, and trust me, I think you guys will be very happy with the staff that we'll put together.
What about the players? You mentioned in the press conference that you have spoken to some of the players. What have you seen from the Central Connecticut team? You mentioned very young team, one of the youngest in the country, only graduated one senior in Brandon Peel. I know you wish you had him back probably for another year, so do we. But what have you seen from the team? What kind of improvements do you think you need to make, and what have you seen that you liked?
You know, I'm going to watch film so I can see how they do, but you know, I see that when I met with them, they were very excited. You know, a couple players that came back and told me that they went and watched, you know, some YouTube film and things like that. So it seems like they're very excited, and that's the first thing. We have to get them to get excited, because when you lose, sometimes you're down on yourselves. You're down as a person, as a player. So we have to still install confidence back in them. But I think the best thing is that they're excited, and we have to bring that back with the players. And you know, everything else is going to be a process. Watch film and see that, but we can all get better. We can get better every day.
And as somebody who, you know, stayed relatively close to Howie Dickerman also throughout the years, I know you know how the Dietrich Gym can get rocking. I mean, there have been some great years here. You know, 3 NCAA tournaments. Howie won Coach of the Year 4 times. So, you know, I know you're aware, and we see a lot of old players come. I know Kevin Ollie's been to a few games throughout the years, and you can go on and on and on. So you know how special this place can be.
Well, definitely. You know, I got tough shoes to fill. You know, with Coach D being as great as a coach in person that he was, and still is. And you know, I definitely know how the gym could be rocking. We want to get it back to there, and we also want the alumni to come back. We want the alumni. We want the former players to come back. This is a family. You know, that's the way I've been built at UConn with Coach Calhoun, the family. And I want to build a family atmosphere. I want them guys to come back and support, and let them know that they can come back, call me at any time, you know, get them to games and things like that. Definitely would love their support.
Well, the old Bill Dietrich quote, when you graduate Central Connecticut, you don't have a 4-year degree, you have a 40-year degree. So we hope that keeps going. Now, one thing before I let you go, you did play a couple games against Central Connecticut. Do you remember those games?
No.
A little bit?
I mean, a little bit. I remember
at the Civic Center, once when you were a freshman and once when you were a junior. You averaged 18.5 points per game and 12 rebounds.
It was pretty good numbers. Pretty good numbers.
You know what? You know what your coach, your former coach, and maybe Howie would say? How many charges did he take? How many offensive rebounds did he get? Right now, that is the
charges,
that
I got some offensive rebounds.
That is the philosophy that you played under when you were in college, and that's always what Howie's kind of preached. You know, taking charges, getting rebounds. That's kind of Central Connecticut blue-collar basketball. Do you have that in you a little bit?
Oh, definitely. We're going to be a blue-collar team. I think at the end of the day, when teams leave here, they're going to wish they didn't play us. They're going to go home, you know, iced up and sore. Our team is going to play hard. You know, definitely we're going to hang our hat on the defensive end, but I think we're going to be very excited on offense. We're going to try to get out and run and make it excited.
Listen, you mentioned kids watching those YouTube videos. I'm sure they see Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, and Donyell Marshall hold the record for threes made in a game in the NBA. So, look, that adds a lot of credibility. You have to be honest.
It does add credibility, but I still got to, you still got to get the kids to believe in you and believe that you can make them better. So it helps, and it helps with recruiting and stuff like that, but you still got to go out here and work hard. Can't just walk into a kid's house and say, hey, I got the record for 12 threes. I got to show them that I can coach and that we're going to be a good team, and we're going to do that.
All right, That's Donyell Marshall. He's the new head coach of Central Connecticut State University. I'm Bruce Beal. Donyell, thank you so much for joining me. Look forward to working with you in the future.
Thanks, Bruce.
All right, Donyell Marshall, the head coach of Central Connecticut State University. You're watching NEC Front Row from Central Connecticut State University.